All right,
Hello,
Rose.
I'm so sorry.
Hello, everybody. We're giving you 2 streams for 1 tonight.
Oh my god! I tried to attack everybody in AZ Collectibles. It didn't work.
Brought to you by Marco Seto El Diablo.
I feel so bad. Look. I wait till people start getting in here, but it was. I never used it on the phone, the StreamYard. So I saw leave, and I thought that meant like my phone leaves, not the whole fucking stream leaves.
So Marcos, that was Marcos saying denied on seeing his.
Oh my god! I actually just feel horrible. I really
his JMD masterpiece, no questions.
This not bad luck. This fucking pieces though for me.
Yeah. Maybe you should. Dude, you send that back, and Todd's going to send it back to you in like rubles or something. He's going to hand it back and send you in Russian rubles.
And my laptop's on 1%. Let me get my charger real quick, dude. Like, God damn.
Get your charger.
Just, quick, hit the ban button, William. Hit the ban button. That way nothing will break anymore.
Well, I just saw you a message. Did you just ban my in my live stream? I definitely did, 100%.
Nah, he's sending funny jokes to Freddie right now. So Freddie will have his message when he gets back.
Man, technology is kicking my ass. My gosh.
Marcos, trust me, it's not just technology.
It's my life.
Yeah, like life just delivered a stone cold stunner to you.
Yeah, 100%. I know RKO'd my ass.
From out of nowhere. You RKO'd our Williams screen from out of effing nowhere.
100%. My gosh.
Yeah, and I had such a great question for you. It was like
what was the question?
One of those shoot to the moon, and then
you're expecting him to. You're making him have to remember his train of thought after you just fired a rocket launcher straight at it. Like, William, the unmitigated gall, the lack of sympathy from this guy and your poor question and the mental processing that you had to put into it. I mean, Marcus, you're gonna get shit for this. You're gonna get shit for this. You're going to get so much shit for this that I am never going to let you live it down, at least for the rest of the month.
That was absolutely fucking horrible.
I don't even have a drink. It's like the worst part of it. It's like I was in such shock. I'm like, I don't have nothing to my sorrows right now. He just cut my stream off.
Marcos.
I feel fucking horrible, dude. I really do.
William, Marcos is determined that we will know his sadness, like Kenshiro. We will know the sadness in his heart. And everything that he carried last night.
Anthony jumped on here with us, and Juan Ortega's in the house. So if anybody else, I just start messaging everybody that was on there, but I don't know everybody that was on the chat. If they want to come back.
So, Will, I got your question that you asked me. It was like from yesterday to today. What's your rating? Basically, that's what you're asking.
Seeing it together.
But I think emotionally, because the way you were really distraught yesterday and from today and everything that you've done so far to get to where you're at with the piece, now that you're a little bit more, emotionally stable, because I know young kids, they have difficulty with their
my gosh. I'm in your stream now. You call me fucking psychotic? Like, what's going on here, dude? Like, what's going on here?
How are you feeling now about the piece? Is it something that Lane and I recommend that you do contact Todd and let him know the situation, see possibly what could happen? Or are you just going to be like, you know what, I am content with it. There's no need for any of that stuff.
I'm 100%, and I probably should do that. I'm 100% content with this. Like the break, the bad break is such a clean break that I glued it together. It looks perfectly normal. So it's like one of those things.
Yeah, well,
I don't. Let me speak.
Here's the one pushback I would give. Just the one pushback, at least with not checking with Todd. Because if you try and sell that in the future, that is something you have to consider.
Yes,
you never know exactly what's going to happen. Breaks or stuff like that can affect what you could get for it.
Sure.
So even if it's just doing, I don't want you to get away from doing this. I'm very serious about this.
How minimal the break is, and how you can't even see it basically.
I understand that.
Let me just say this:
due diligence.
Wayne, if I lose $200 on the piece when I sell it, like I'm not gonna be that.
I understand, but even if for getting the damage, Todd might give you a little bit of credit or something like that.
Yeah, maybe, but at the same time, like I'm 100% keeping this piece for as long as I want. Obviously, it's not gonna be like I sell this tomorrow or some shit like that. Unless someone comes with an offer that's just absolutely insane, like.
You mean like offer you what Big Bad wants to get for that 1/6 scale?
Yes.
If nobody saw today, guys, if you guys know that Prime One Final Fantasy VI piece, it was the Magitech armor with Tara Bradford.
Yeah.
Well, they got one more of those like somehow in stock. Now, originally it was $12,999. Prime Big Bad wants $17,999 for it now.
Yeah.
Before tax.
Yeah.
I sent that to these guys and they were just like, Marcos was like, what are you doing? Like
it's getting too much.
Is that or go buy a Kia?
That's a house payment right there. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, like I just thought like that was hilarious. We're talking too much about like that bust, the Berserk bust ending up or something like that. I'm like, you can look at that. See, you just need to program that into your brain and you go, actually, that Berserk bust is a bargain. But that's life size.
Well, you still haven't seen the price for that Berserk bust, obviously. So
yeah, trust me, it's not going to be $18,000.
No, it won't be that for sure.
So you can just program yourself that it's going to look like a bargain no matter what.
The artist, for that Final Fantasy piece, the artist that did the concept work.
Yoshitaka Yamano.
Yeah, he was like, when it came out, he was like, because fans were like, why is this $13,000? He was like, I did not know it was gonna be that much. He's like, this is pretty insane. He's like, I don't know why they did that. So,
well, we were just, I mean, hey, I guess it makes the Final Fantasy Sephiroth and Cloud look like a bargain.
I guess.
In comparison, it's only $5,000 for those or something.
It's like a.
Oh my gosh.
That piece is like not even like it's big, but it's not like that big,
It's like 30 inches tall.
Yeah, it's
it's not a monstrous piece.
Yeah, it's like 28 probably deep at most, something like that. It's not.
It's as tall as like my hellback. It's like 29.5 inches.
Honestly,
that's all square to you.
If you're gonna pay $17,000 for that piece, you might as well just pay $20,000 for the armory, the Transformer armory.
That thing's gonna. You can consume an entire space with that.
That or just like a. I always say like the Hot Toys are like a concept like a 1-to-1 Deadpool, like from Deadpool Wolverine. Like I would rather buy that like a full 1-to-1 scale character than that piece for 17. So I don't know.
Actually, what was it? It was remember that one piece Dio that didn't make any sense, but it was like $12,000, but it was super massive. They did a black and white version, and then they did the colored version. We talked about.
Oh, you talking about the One Piece piece?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Rio Studio.
I would get that over Final Fantasy, and I don't even know One Piece.
It's a whole room, and the shipping's gonna be whole.
Yeah, for the price point and the amount you get with all the detail, even though it doesn't make any sense because it wasn't in the anime, but it still
makes zero sense. There's characters in the scene that should never be like it's a cool piece. So like put it this: if you got that piece in your house, that's a statement piece, 100%. Like it takes up the whole room basically. Like I'm looking at my area right now; it would take up like literally the whole area I have right now.
The whole area,
yeah. So
I mean, but it seems like the norm. Really, they're making a lot of pieces that don't make sense, like that Fellowship. It just doesn't make sense.
There you go.
I mean, shout out to Mr. Alan Kiefer for doing that review, man. It was a great review.
Great piece, great piece.
With the lighting, everything.
Yeah, like with the portrait, obviously, but that's what a thing. Like we all know, like Jacob's told us, like they don't have like the 1-to-1 license for those characters. Like they don't have like so like they have to like go around it. So they kind of make them close enough without saying it's like Mary Pip, Sean Astin and all them, Elijah, what's the name? Yeah, so they kind of just go right around it. So, but the piece obviously, if someone that doesn't collect walks in, they're like, "Oh my fucking god, like that's amazing,"
Sure.
I was thinking about the same thing with this piece. Like, someone normal would come in and look at this gut piece, like, "What the fuck? Like, this is awesome."
Yeah, especially if they're fans, right? If they're fans of the anime, they're gonna be like, "Dude, this is the dopest thing I've ever." I've
told this story before on our show. Is like, with my the Deadpool piece that has the most QC issues I have. Paint job is not that great. Is that Deadpool custom on throne? And everybody that looks at that piece, they're like, "This is your best piece." And like, actually, it's probably one of my worst pieces. But like, concept wise, is dope, obviously. But like, QC issues out the fucking ass, this and that. So like, for a normal person, like they're gonna look at that piece and like, wow. But for me, that has over close to 40 statues at this point. Like.
And the history with it.
Yes,
too, so that plays a part too.
For collectors, it's different. Like hardcore collectors versus like a normal person. Like sometimes, like that Lord of the Rings piece, like I'm saying, it's gonna blow their mind 100%. Versus like a collector, we can nitpick, obviously, find issues. You know how we are. Obviously, we can find issues with the smallest things because we've been doing this forever, and have a bunch of pieces.
No, for sure. Yeah, we dissect a lot more than just random people.
Like Roger. Roger's a great example of that. Like he'll dissect.
Oh, yeah. He's very technical with everything.
Like a dork that
kind
he
of
is.
Annoying. Yeah, real annoying. Technical. You can't say it's good. Fucking nerd. You know what I mean? But anyways, we love Roger.
Love him, but dork.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
there's no nerdiness. There's no nerdiness that ever shows up here at all. Like,
no,
we've got the like nerd go turn left here, please.
Yeah, we're like the radical nerds, bro. Like we're like
we're kind of Roger's more of like Revenge of the Nerds, and we're
we're like hipster nerds. Like we're kind of cool.
Yeah, kind of cool. Played some sports, stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah, man. I used to skateboard. Come on, man. I got on my. I still got rollerblades.
I tried the slopes, bro.
I still got my aggressive rollerblades and stuff. I ain't doing it anymore, but I got them. They still fit and everything. You know what I mean? That's the kind of nerds we are.
How I was moving roll balance, basically. That shit. Like, goddamn. And I'm guys, whoever's in the chat, I'm again so sorry about ending the last stream. I feel horrible about it. I really do. I saw leave and I just clicked it, thinking I was leaving my own phone. So I'm so sorry. I really am. Especially Will. I feel horrible right now. So
it's okay.
We definitely know to the salt mines with you, homie.
Yeah. What's some freaking lemon on top of it?
Yeah, that sounds about right. That'll work.
Yeah. But I just wanted to piggyback a little bit off the J&D stuff, and I think they announced the second
what
piece.
You guys saw though, real quick. What do you guys think? Obviously, I don't know the angles.
Yeah, I mean, Marco's personally, based off what I've seen, the price point, everything I could tell, even when I watched Jimmy's stream, and I know people are gonna probably want to lynch me for it, but I give him a solid 8. Yeah. Even though I gave this Rogue a solid 8, but she's all polystone and everything. Yeah. But with everything I've seen, the materials that's there, the lack of paint on certain places, the base is fantastic. His portrait's really good, but there's just too many small QC issues that were going on with it. And then some of the materials seemed a little cheaper than they should have. We talked about that a little bit yesterday, where they could have use some form of extremely light metal with the silicone pieces. And then didn't the thumb fall off? Is that still good?
That's fine. It's kind of like you just plug it in. So it's like okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like
here's my point with something like that. Why? Yes. Like it's packaged together. Why would you have it come off?
Yeah, and the thing is, I was picking it up for you guys, and it just popped off. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how did that happen? Yeah. Like that whole piece, the unboxing after the show, it was a nightmare. So
yeah, and Juan's right, and we've all
4K for 4K. You want that's my issue with J&D. Like I said, like I saw that Wonder Woman piece. It was that was like the first really expensive solo piece. Remember, it was $3,500, right, Lane? I think that Freddie had.
Yeah,
it was around that price. And they're hyping up this is our premium, because this is what they hyped up. There's the normal version JD, and this is the premium J&D. And Freddie got it, and it looked great, but then the shield was hollow plastic, and it's on a stand, so you can make that metal if you wanted to. It's not gonna hurt the piece, So it's there's so many things that I feel it's yes, the silicone's cool and they're getting better at it for sure. There's no doubt. Like new pieces are coming out look great, but like why go all out on just that rather than go out on everything else? You know, like you're promoting yourself as like the premium collectible. Like, you know, that's their marketing for. Like you know, there's like Sideshow, quick, easy. They're like not hating on Sideshow, but like, they're like McDonald's. Like does the job, cheaper, comes out quick. Then there's like, you know, Queen Studios, silicone sometimes not.
Well, I would say J&D's positioning themselves at the top.
Yes,
live action. Live action.
We're like the full-on premium company for movies, even now comic or manga. Like we're like the top dog. We have high prices for a reason because we're expensive. Like we're Louis Vuitton. We're not fucking Michael Kors. You know, that's their mindset. You know, so and like when you get a piece and like there's pieces that feel fucking like cheaper than a hot toy. Like I'm no offense, Lane. I'm just saying like if it was cheaper than a hot toy, then I get annoyed with that. You know, like why? Like why are we skipping out on that? So
it feels like a Diamond Select. You know?
Yeah, like dude, like it's hollow. You guys heard this patch? Remember when I was flicking it?
Yeah.
Hollow as hell. Like it weighed nothing. So like it's
and you know, and this is one of my biggest problems with some of the J&D stuff and the community itself, right?
Yes.
In general, right? The community with statues, we kind of dictate the value of certain pieces because we're the consumer. Yes. You know what I mean? Okay. So if you want it more, the price will go. So I talked to a couple of people overseas that do retail and things like that. They're like, "Oh yeah, that Berserk piece went up in price," and I'm like, "Because why? Because everybody's bragging about it." I'm like, "Well, did they watch our live stream yesterday? You know." You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
I feel like I'm not trying to take away Lane's time about this piece too, but like, I feel like, yes, I made mistakes. Obviously, I should learn about the left arm, which is I don't know why.
Like, which is weird. Which I thought was weird too.
You have to put it in a certain way, everything. But for me, is like, why? Like, why is it so hard? Like, why are they making a piece where you have to look at a very specific video that they put out? You know. Yeah. And I don't know, man. It's just like there's a lot of things about this piece. Like at 8.0 for you, I understand why you're saying that because you don't have it, and like in hand, it definitely looks a little bit better. But like, I don't know, man. It's just like there's a lot of things with this piece that like really annoy me. And but the thing is, I look at it right now and I like it a lot. But I know what the issues are, if that makes sense. You know, I know I know personally. That's cheap, you know, like the belt area. I know I will always know that too. But like, why are collectors that are doing these unboxings like 10 out of 10? Like, why aren't they explaining these issues? That's my thing too. It's like I don't know.
Well, I mean, also Marcos, here on our stream, we don't really, not to say that the other ones do, but they potentially do have an agenda, right? That way, there's no agenda here. We're going to be transparent and honest as possible. Yeah. We're not trying to shit on anybody's opinion or anything like that. We value everybody's opinion.
8.9, so it's still a good score. It's just like for the price, I don't think it's worth that price. You know.
I think the scoring of certain pieces go higher based off the quality and the value, right? So if you got this, let's say this Berserk was $2,000. Yeah. Now your scores are $2,000. Your scores are going to go in
9.8 out of 10, basically at that point. You know. Like,
So, and so that really makes sense. One person, and I love watching his reviews, is Mr. X because he does like 5 stars and he kind of breaks everything down. That's like kind of the perfect review you want to see based off certain things. I know we kind of throw this out and we're just having fun with it and we're not putting as much effort like that, but I like how his honesty is in his review with each of the pieces he does.
He's very honest about it. And he's a good friend of mine too. Like I think good have been an inspiration with him. And he's like, if he has a piece that comes in that isn't up to standard for the price and everything, he will say it. Like he doesn't care what what the connection is with that company or like distributor. He will say like, I had this issue with it here, and like know, like, this piece is good in this area. But like, I respect that. Like, I want to be like that one. Like, I want to be that type of person as well too. Like, I just want people to understand like there are issues with this piece. It's, that's all I want people to know. And I think it's a good piece though. But like I said, like all put together, like right now, it looks fantastic. but I know for sure there's issues, So
Correct.
do I think it's 4K worthy? No, I think it's 2K all in. It'll be a very good piece, but 4K all in, it's just above the cut, So
Yeah.
But
Well,
Lane,
I'm glad.
my bad, Lane, for taking over all that time. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the statue, having also watched Jimmy's unboxing, I think it's really good. But I'm a more believer in J&D and their quality. Like I have been because I own several of their pieces, even though they're older ones at this point. I think that this guts. The one thing with it is that it is a certain style of guts, so you have to be in for a little bit more. I'm not going to say realistic because he's still very hyper stylized, but more like almost over like cover art or something. The one thing that it's hard for me this one to just say like go all in like on this is because Prime One has so many different amazing pieces that they're not cheap, obviously, but I mean, Marcos, if they had it available at the time where you were undecided, where you're like, should I get this guts because it looks really good? And they had at the same time that Casca and guts based off the famous cover art, like art of them and everything. Now I'm going to preface that with like Casca being naked and stuff like that, where you go, I may not be able to put that in my living room necessarily or something, but leaving that at, like leaving that out of the equation for the second. If you're like, I'm looking at both of these things, but this one's like $1,500 more versus the other one I'm looking at, like, which one should I go for? Because one looks really good as guts, but one's got guts and his love interest together in an iconic image from this. Since it's based off some of the original art by the creator, like, which one should I go for? I would probably tell you the other one because I'm like, if it's more iconic image, it's also $1,500 cheaper. So you could save that $1,500
more, in my opinion,
for something else. For something else, because as collectors, we know there's always going to be the next thing. So I'd be like, unless you're like 100% like this is the greatest J&D thing you've seen in your existence, you might want to aim for the other one, save $1,500 and save that for another piece. Because there might be a different, that Zod, like Marcos was a huge Zod fan and you saw that Zod from the showcase. Yeah. Well, there's $1,500 you might have had already saved up because he's going to be like, $2,400. Yeah. And you're like, hey, I'm already 2/3 of the way set for that piece.
That piece pre-order. It should be easily at most $1,700, but I know it's going to be 2K range.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you would already say like, hey, I've already got that money for that thing, so I can definitely get it. I don't got to worry about saving up tons of money. So a lot of times I go for what is the cheaper item because there's going to be another thing. And instead of going 4K in, now that's not always. If that's your absolute, that's going to be the piece, maybe the only one I buy, different story. But if you're like you mentioned, you were going to go for an entire berserk, might have like 3 or 4. Yeah, you might have 3 or 4 different berserk things. I wouldn't limit yourself just to guts, bro. You don't know when something pops up.
For me, it's guts. Obviously, the Prime One buzz has to be interested with like his team. Obviously.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you can get that one, and it's not like the most ridiculously expensive berserk piece you've ever seen.
If that piece is around $5K, I would 100% think about it.
Yeah, well, because that fulfills that thing where you can get all the other characters.
But I will say this though, I heard through the grapevines, Sume Art has a berserk line, and they're gonna do that. The movie buzz have. They're gonna do like a version of guts with that. So I'm really waiting on that to see. And first off, I'm gonna say
it might take even longer though.
Yeah.
So Mark,
I'm gonna save $1,000+ on that.
Well, that is true too.
Michael had a question for you. Is this going to be your one and shot only J&D or?
So for me, I think there's only very specific characters I would like think about. Like I told you guys like last night, Rick O'Connell from The Mummy, Brendan Fraser, 100% I would really be excited about. Akira, obviously, if they stick on the anime thing, like Akira with that fucking that fucking blazer out, that jumpsuit thing. Like if they do a good job on that, dude, like the bike slide, I would really think about that. 3K, like the Robin King, it could be, but it's one character, so I doubt they will go 3K. I think it could be like around 2,000, like Lane saying, like maybe 2,300 all in. Yeah. So we'll see though. We'll see. That piece looks great though. I'll give it that. That Zod Prime one. I didn't have like that much expectations for it, but seeing it in like the studio, it looks really good. So I'll give it that. What were we talking about? We're talking about the
one and done JD.
Yeah. What I would get? Maybe a Jackie Chan piece. Like Drunken Master 2. I would love that. Piece from. Or even Rush Hour, like 1 or 2, 3. Fuck it. I love Jackie Chan. He's like my favorite martial artist of all time. Movies. Yeah. So those would be off the top of my head. Those would probably be the pieces.
So even if they did, like a Luffy or a Blackbeard or Manami or
they did Whitebeard, and it's not bad or anything. It just
but I mean, Whitebeard was a practice. But since they got Berserk and they kind of nailed the portrait and everything on there. If they were to do like a Nico or a Nami or one of them female characters or something like that, which I'm gonna bring this up here right now on the screen because I wanted to share this with you guys.
That would be cool, man.
Let me share this because since I'm talking about J&D females, so like the Stellar Blade, right? Never played the game. I've seen a lot of videos of it. I think based off what I've seen on the game and what they have here, they're really nailing the likenesses of it.
Yes.
I don't know how you guys feel about Stellar Blade and collecting gaming pieces from J&D. But yeah, Raven's I agree with you there on Ram. I'm gonna scroll through some more pictures, but that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, and I think that's why Michael asked a question. If they were to do some of these IPs that you really love, would you consider paying that price point for the character? So like, okay, you really love One Piece, right? That's like your anime. Out of all the female characters, who would you want J&D to make?
Boa Hancock, probably.
So Boa, yeah. So if they came out with a Boa, just as good as this Blade.
Yeah, that would be cool. But I already have a Boa already from Jim, and I love it. So it's like one of those things. Like that's kind of for me. Like I said, for J&D, I would always go more movie over shows or anime. So like, that's
what their forte and what their
yes, exactly. So like, that's what I always say. Rick O'Connell, I would love a back-to-back Rick O'Connell and a Ardith if in the Mummy movies, like back-to-back, 2 different characters. Or what'd you say, Lane?
I said him and Imhotep. Yeah. On Oslo.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad at all. Like, them fighting each other. Okay, cool. But I think him and Ardith, because they're such an iconic duo in those like movies, I would love it, obviously. So like the Mummy is like understandably, you guys say like Indiana Jones is your favorite like adventure type movie. That's me for the Mummy because I grew up on that, So that was like my Indiana Jones. It was the first 2 Mummy movies. Like I love those movies to death. So
you mean you weren't slurping Tomb of the Dragon Emperor?
What they even said that's canon, not non-canon. They said that's non-canon recently. So there we go.
Well, I would say for like 15 years that was not the case.
Yeah, it was bad, dude. It was bad. I love Jet Li. I love Jet Li. But like
poor Jet Li in that movie as he was busy just
that was a payday for him. That was a payday for him. He had
Terracotta Man for half.
Yeah, he had like one fight scene, Lane. It was insane. Like Jet Li out here.
Yeah, if you want to talk about people who got wasted, Michelle Yeoh and Jet Li in that movie.
Yeah, 100%.
And then they had Abominable Snowmen who were good.
Out of nowhere.
Who were good. They weren't even evil Abominable Snowmen.
But like for me, I don't know. Well, what you're trying to ask obviously is like that's what I would do. Obviously, with like J&D, if they come out with more future pieces, I wouldn't be that interested. Obviously, the stuff I've seen from J&D Berserk line, I haven't been that interested. Like the what's the name? The Griffith and the they said they're gonna do Zod, and they did the Skull Knight like 1/6 diorama type piece, and that piece I think is actually bad. It's not even good. So, J&D is very confusing for me so far. It's just like there's no in between with the material wise. It's like either the most premium product you can get on some materials, or the most shit product you can get on some materials. So it's like, it's like it's weird. It's a weird business model for me. I think I don't know. So
did you?
I don't know. And I'm pissing people off in the chat. I'm sorry, but this is truly just my opinion. So
we got 4 good backers with great opinions themselves. So I don't think they're worried about the lies you've been talking about. So
lies. He said, "What the hell?"
Wow, somebody just like blasted Mark.
Lane, I mean, not Lane. Bill hates me right now because I ended that.
Not a
stop the cap.
I love that meme.
You just. I mean, you were Bronny James in it all over when
I Bronny James the fuck out of that.
I know.
Yeah. That was a Bronny James.
I just have to say with this game, like I'm kind of surprised they're going this deep into it, but also it is from Korea where they're based, so that kind of also makes sense too. It's like they did that really nice statue of the lady who's from the Korean movie. It was really popular there, which is still sitting on Spec Fiction. Which I was like, because no one here probably really knows who the character is at all.
Right.
But this might be going. I guess for Stellar Blade fans, they're going to pick this up, but this might be going a little bit deeper than most of the average person are going to know. Because I know this is Raven, but I don't even remember the other girl, Ellie or whatever.
Yeah, I think she's the one that was just announced recently.
Yeah, but they're actually not too bad pricing wise as a team, like together. For both of them, their price wasn't too bad.
Yeah, she came. This character, she came out really good. I like her split colored eyes. You can see it's hazel one side, so the only thing about this portrait, her hair kind of looks off. It does look like a wig. The other girl, her hair looks a little more natural. This right here gives me wig vibes, like she has alopecia or something, and she's got to put the wig on. But I honestly, I've never played the game. It reminds me a lot of Bayonetta, and I played a little bit of Bayonetta a little bit. And I might give it a try, but I do like to see that they're kind of jumping on the gaming realm as well. They're going to start doing different genres. If they are jumping on the gaming realm, I don't know if it conflicts with Prime 1 with the licensing, but a Horizon would be great line for them to do. If they were doing some of the characters from Horizon, I think that would be. Yeah. I think it would be a hit. I most likely wouldn't buy it, but I would love to see. Oh yeah, Freddie would love it. I love to see the main character in Silicon. Aloy. Yeah, I'm starting to have a brain fart there. But the detail on this piece is looking really good on this prototype. It's not real metal, but and it doesn't look like it lights up, but they did give it that painting, that turquoise painting light up in the background. So it gives you that appearance. But pretty solid piece, man. I'm liking the texturing and everything on this. So
what do you think, Lane?
I mean, I think it's a solid looking piece. I mean, I like the Raven, but I mean, I still think the main character Eve is the most biggest draw. I think her statue is probably going to look really good when the final one comes out. This one, I mean, this looks like every other really good J&D piece that they do, I don't think I've ever seen one that I just go, to me, is a piece of shit or something. Like they're good. They know what they're doing. Some especially these aren't specific actor likenesses or something.
Yeah.
They have a little bit more freedom for trying to, not worry about the quote realness necessarily of the facial sculpt, but yeah, I mean, they're still an expensive freaking piece. Like nothing about that has changed. So you have to be like really, I think even more than the original set or even the original Eve, like you have to really be a stellar blade player to want to go in on this, because this is like you're going deep in. This isn't like buying the Indiana Jones 2-pack or something, you know, or even maybe the Selena Kyle one, even though that I thought kind of pushed it a little bit. But
it still is surprising. The price is still kind of high for her. Surprisingly, yeah. I don't know why.
But I just mean because it's two of the same character. But at least like Indiana Jones was two different characters in one, or even the Jack Sparrow and the Davy Jones, because they're totally different from how they look. But you know, these two character versions seem to be working for them. You know, in getting people to get engaged with their product, and you know, they kind of burned through a lot of the main. Like we were talking, and we have like that Margot Robbie Harley is really cool, but it's $4,000 for like the barely remembered costume she wore for 30 seconds. Like they really kind of burned through their DC stuff, you know, from the last like 5 or 10 years. So they had to start doing some other stuff. And I think that the Pirates of the Caribbean they've announced, I think going into Silver Blade like this, they're starting to show some of the diversification. Not just were the DC guys like they were their first few years for 95% of what they produce. So I'm glad to see them trying some different stuff, just like what Prime One is doing some different stuff, some different licenses and everything. You know, we get to see just really how well their art teams and sculptors and everything work. Now, I mean that might lead us to not, maybe. Hopefully, we're not buying as much stuff or looking at as much stuff where we can look at it and go, dude, that looks really cool, but not going to be ready to open our wallets if we spend $3,000, you know, because it's not falling within our wheelhouse so much. Now, they start doing some Star Wars or something like supposedly they might be doing. I might be screwed, as will a certain other stream ender.
Yeah.
But you're still waiting on your Dr. Maul, aren't you?
Yes, PCS. They said like it was supposed to come out Q1 this year, but
that's what Q3.
I think they said Q4. So
they're going to release that like a year after they put out the non.
Yeah,
this is like their
regular one
piece. So I'll give them some.
I know they need to make sure they get it right, especially if freaking J&D. Now they probably will still be slightly less than J&D will be.
I think that piece is $2,300 retail plus shipping.
Yeah,
it's one box, so it should not be a lot.
Yeah.
Shipping, so
because you got it from Todd, did you not have to pay attention?
No, I think
you got boxes.
Are you talking about this piece or the piece?
Yeah, the guts.
Yes. What about it? What about it?
Was the shipping high on that? Did you get?
I got all in price wise, so it was 30.
30. Yeah.
And I paid the exact same price that collectors paid that went direct. So I just got it later. That's all it was.
Yeah.
So like they paid $2,799 retail, and then I saw people like showing like in America the shipping price. It was like $1,000. So like I paid the exact same price basically. From Todd. I just got it later. That's all it was.
So to answer, I mean, not to answer, but my opinion from Ledge's question, video game characters should be cheaper. I don't necessarily agree with that, depending on the video game character, right?
It just depends on the license too, right?
Yeah. So
the license depends what they come with.
Yeah.
I mean,
so think about it this way. Think of it this way.
Like in a blank statement, I do agree with that. But at the same time, like it just depends on like the license. Like
it depends on the license, but we talked about quality also, Marcos. If they did an Aloy like Prime One's doing their 1/3, right, with the Karja, the Shadow Karja armor, and they actually applied some metal to it and more quality pieces, then I could see that piece being like $3,500.
Yeah,
because you got real metal armor, you got the silicone, you got her bow, probably a normal a real string, like all these other premium quality pieces on a gaming piece. I could see the price being a little bit higher than normal. So I don't necessarily think it should be cheaper. I mean, if if you did The Last of Us and it was just like Joel and Ellie, a companion piece, and I could see it not being so expensive because there's really not much. They just got their guns and whatever else they have on them. Certain games, I agree that the price point would be lower if they were J&D, but there are certain games that man. Think about it. If J&D started doing like Elden Ring stuff with all the knights and armors, dude, that's not gonna be.
They teased it about like 5 showcases ago, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, they teased it, but I don't think they've been able to do the engineering.
They haven't done it yet. No, they have not done it yet.
Yeah, exactly. So, but if they did that, then the price point would be higher because it's just going to take a lot more engineering time and money to be able to produce that sort of game. So I think there's a gray area with that. I don't necessarily think it needs to be cheaper. Let's see here. Let's see. Michael said, I still think about pulling the trigger on the 1/3
interior from it.
From Infinity Studios. Yeah.
That's cool piece. Alan Kiefer is a big fan of that IP. He said that he has an issue with like how young she looks compared to like the movies. Mm-hmm. So take that with a grain of salt, obviously, but just throwing it out there.
Yeah. So, I mean, when it comes to gaming pieces,
it's tough.
I would say that a lot of companies, they're going to do silicone gaming pieces. I think they'll pretty much everybody knock it out of the park because there's not really a real likeness. You know what I mean? You don't really got
those Prime 1 pieces like the Cami.
Yeah, correct.
Like they have a couple other pieces too, like they look amazing. So,
but I feel like there's more room for error when you do something like that instead of like an actor. There's not really much room for error when you're trying to do a likeness on an actor, right?
Yeah.
Because you've seen them so much. So I feel that that's a lot more challenging for J&D to do. So I do like seeing that they are progressively moving to other things than just movie actors, right? Like the gaming and the manga and things like that. So kudos to them. Just when you're doing certain characters, and this is, I think we all agree on this, try to add more premium to what you're selling.
It's like you paid a high price already. Let's go high price everything, it's like one of those things, it's like, so Ledge, I know Ledge has guts. So like Ledge, what do you think about the piece? Obviously, the guts piece and J&D in general, because I know I think he has a couple of J&D pieces. So it'd be great to have like a J&D expert, obviously, express their opinion. So I don't know. That's just me. I know Lane, how many J&D pieces do you have? You just have that Harley and that's it?
I have the J&D Harley and I have J&D Anne Hathaway Cow.
Okay, so what do you think about the materials outside of the silicone and all that stuff? Like, do you think it feels cheap? Do you think it?
No, I always thought they were really well made. Okay. Never had any kind of thought.
Gotcha. That's why you're here, man. More about.
Yeah. I wouldn't say J&D expert because I haven't gotten J&D in several years, but I think they're generally all high quality. That doesn't mean they are skimping though, because every manufacturer seems skimping on stuff where we go, why are you skimping on this? Like, why is this cheaper material? You should be doing that because of how much is it? I mean, this is going to like, why isn't the paint quality on the entirety for a Prime 1 piece like grade A? Because you're paying top dollar for maybe not like a hyper real or something like that what you're doing, but you're still paying $1,500, $2,000. When you start to get up into that price point, it doesn't matter. Like the difference between the $2,000 and $3,000 or something is much more minuscule.
Mm-hmm.
Your expectation is going to be similar, but when you expect the material and how the painting and how things are going to look, because they're all just super expensive. Mm-hmm. And when they kind of cheap out or, don't put, it looks like you can go, hey, 90% of this statue looks like they put time, effort, and made sure everything was great. But it helps the 10% that they cheaped out on stuff stand out even more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Question for you guys as well. Just this piece I wanted to talk about a while back, and I know it's been out for a bit. I don't know if it's in hands or not, but it's the the Snake Eyes Escape from New York with Kurt Russell.
That's dope.
Lane, I know you and I have watched this movie.
Oh yeah, I've seen this movie a couple times.
Yeah, a few times, especially when he's like surfing, and sharks there and stuff like that.
That was the sequel, which was not quite as good as the first one.
Not quite. No, I think it was wasn't the first one Escape from LA and the second one New York?
No, the first no, you got it backwards.
I got it backwards.
Yeah, remember the first one had like Lee Van Cleef in it.
Yeah.
And Ox Baker. A little bit older. One was 1980 or 81, and the other one was like 95 or 96 or something. But
a little bit older. So bring it in because we're talking about J&D a lot, and I feel like they need to do this character. I really love Kurt Russell as an actor. I've always has as a kid, and he's a Monarch now, the TV show. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy as Ego. I think they could really knock out Kurt Russell on with this particular movie. But this is the sideshow piece, and I'm looking at the leather on this, and this rogue leather looks way better than the leather he's wearing at the moment. But what do you think, Lane? Would this character or this actor be something that would interest you in a J&D form?
Probably not. I'm not the biggest Escape from New York, Escape from LA guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like the movies, but I've never been like a monster fan of them and everything. I do think I really like the first one, or just Borgnine is like the cab driver and everything.
Yeah.
And I think they're a really solid. The first one, especially, I think it's a very good movie. The Duke, Donald Pleasance as the President of the United States, and everything. I think that it was just really, really well done movie, and I like the character, the aesthetic. I mean, he is an iconic character, where he was kind of the tail end of the '70s, like Charles Bronson style tough guy. Or Clint Eastwood with Dirty Harry, that kind of thing. But obviously he was like the reverse because he was an outlaw, basically. But similar archetype. I think J&D doing him would be cool. This is not a character I can ever in a million years see them doing now, because I think he's too niche, even for he's a little bit too older generation, possibly. But I mean, dude, all you need is put a sombrero on him, and he can be McCready too from The Thing.
Yeah,
sombrero.
Yeah.
Or that's true. That's true. I mean, what was the other one? I'm having a brain fart. In Little China.
Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah, where he plays what's his name? Jack Burton.
Yeah.
Jack Burton. Yeah, Jack Burton.
Yeah.
With Egg Shin and stuff. Yeah. Or where they battled the storms and Lo Pan.
Yeah. The first Raiden. There was an interview on it. He was like, "Yeah, you're the first Raiden," And it was pretty.
Oh, the one, the lightning storm.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was actually the inspiration for Raiden, because Raiden came into existence like 5 or 6 years later. That if you've never seen Big Trouble in Little China, with that movie, it's not the best movie ever made, but it's like a mix of several. It is a love letter to Kung Fu and Hong Kong cinema, but through a John Carpenter lens, and with a very big sense of humor about everything that is happening. And Jack Burton, I think that is one of Kurt Russell's best, because he's literally making fun of his own character types he played in earlier movies in like the 80s and everything. Because Jack Burton is the macho 80s hero, but it's kind of if an actual macho hero guy who's just like a regular type guy, he's just a trucker at the end of the day. But he's got the attitude of like a Schwarzenegger or Stallone character. And you see they're totally useless fighting like dark like evil sorcery from like 8th century China or something like that. He's not very useful. He's good with the knife. He can't shoot. He shoots okay, but against guys who know ancient ninja demon fighting styles, he's not very useful, as he finds out the hard way over and over and over.
Yeah. But he is, that's one iconic character.
Real quick though, Lane and what characters would you guys love to see in J&D form? Like,
well, if they were to go way out there.
Yeah. The reason why I bring Kurt Russell up, obviously Lane and I grew up, later on, later than you did, but it's because they already did a Reeves, right? They already did a Harrison Ford. They're doing all these older characters that are, well, Reeves was before my time, but I still love most of the movies he made when he was acting. So I feel like they need to start pushing still some more 80s, because there's no era more iconic between the 80s and 90s, to be honest.
80s is 100% like a very iconic era for nerdom. You know what I'm saying? It really is.
Well, it was not only that, Marcos. It was the epitome of man and action hero. That was like, you got Demolition Man.
Demolition Man was the 90s.
It was.
Well, I did say 80s, 90s. I said that.
You did say
yeah.
Well, that.
Well, I would say if we were going to see them do Arnold, I wouldn't actually say Terminator. No, not Kindergarten Cop.
It's his best movie.
It's not a Tuma.
It's so good. Everybody.
Unfortunately, it's not a Tuma has gotten lost in with everybody chilled in some of the later bad one-liner times.
You be quiet.
Yeah.
Be quiet. No, he said, "Shut up."
Oh yeah, I was like, "Shut up."
Or like, I was born to be bad, like from Twins. Which I'm still shocked. That's a movie that never got a sequel. Like that movie feels like it should have had a sequel like 15 years later.
Yeah.
It was terrible. But I think that like if they would do an Arnold character, I would not say do the T-800 or something like that, because that has been done to death with the Terminator 2 or something like that. I would say I think it would be really cool to see them do. I know most people would say Dutch. That would probably, because no one has done a Predator Dutch. But you gotta. He wasn't in. But I'm talking about Arnold, not.
I know. That's my fault. I was thinking, Arnold.
You just. Oh my God, Marcos! Jesus Christ! Did you just call Arnold and think he was freaking Rocky?
I was thinking Arnold and
boot him. Just boot him.
Lane. I was thinking the rivalry they had in the 80s and 90s. That's all I was thinking about.
All I heard was I was talking about Arnold, and you said, "Yeah, but what about Rocky?"
Yeah, because
I was I literally,
the rivalry.
If I could reach through my screen right now with the hard part of my keyboard, I would reach you and start banging you over the head.
And you wouldn't be wrong. You wouldn't be wrong
because you just you literally said Arnold Schwarzenegger is Rocky, and I'm like.
No, I was talking about the rivalry. That's all.
You were saying Rocky while I was talking about Arnold, so everybody saw you were
Rocky. And Lane was gonna say Last Action Hero.
No, absolutely not. I was gonna say most people would say Dutch from Predator, but they got to be making Predators to go with that. I don't think that's. Yeah. I would say them do John Matrix, because that is the quintessential. He's not the most interesting character that they made.
Who's our Matrix?
John Matrix, his character from Commando.
Yeah.
Which is that is like Arnold Schwarzenegger distilled down into a drink.
Didn't he
all one-liner.
I'm trying to remember. Didn't he have a rocket launcher with 4 rockets in it or something in Commando?
Yeah, he blew up I mean, that is the literal definition of one man versus the army. He was fighting the worst fake South American army in the history of creation.
But Lane, did he know English at the time? Let's be honest here. It was Arnie.
Yeah, he could actually speak something. That had what's her name? Who was later in Charmed and was in Who's the Boss?
I can't remember her name. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But it had 12-year-old or 10-year-old. But it also had Bennett, who is one of the most hilarious evil bad guys in the history of the world.
You're talking about
who was Rancid. I think he was. Right? I think he was Wes actually too in the Road Warrior, the red mohawk guy.
Yeah.
But I'm suddenly forgetting the actor's name. But he was Rancic in Time Force for Terminator or Power Rangers too. But Bennett is one of the greatest bad guys ever, considering he gets like 2,000 volts of electricity put into him, and it makes him stronger than he was before.
No, Michael, only PCS has done Rocky. JD has.
Yeah.
PCS has done Rocky statues. I think they do a good job, though. JD would do a good job with like Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
Drago.
Yeah.
Drago.
Drago. Yeah, they did Drago. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, I mean, Rocky could be a good series for them to do with Balboa and Apollo and Drago.
I think they need to do James Bond,
especially.
Yeah,
somebody like anybody. I was saying the other day, I thought like them doing Sean, since they already did, the Indiana Jones's father character he played, but doing a Sean Connery James Bond, I think would be like the best, like from Russia with Love, James Bond or something, would be fantastic.
Connery, obviously Daniel Craig. You got the other people that Pierce Bronson.
It's Pierce Brosnan.
Brosnan, same thing. They're British. Who cares? They don't know English.
Isn't he Irish?
They don't know English. Regardless,
I think he's Irish.
They don't know English.
I do. Don't get me wrong. I think Daniel Craig has beat Peter as my favorite.
He's the best one. I'm sorry to say, Skyfall was the best Bond movie of all time. People would, it's like when people say like LeBron's not better than Jordan, like Skyfall is like LeBron, and like Jordan's, Sean Connery.
Let's remove him from there.
I did not just hear any of that. That is modernist BS that I've ever. No,
stop the cap.
Connery is the greatest Bond. Like Connery.
I would say Connery is, but I don't know, something about Brosnan and Greg that they just something about
they were in too many bad Bond movies.
No, hold on. The whole scene.
Only half of Craig's movies were good. Half of his were bad.
There's one movie that's horrible, and then everything else is
good or Spectre was terrible.
Yeah, I like
Quantum of Solace. Quantum of Solace was awful.
Stop. Casino Royale.
Skyfall
is the best Bond movie.
Skyfall is very good. It's not the best Bond movie.
It's the best Bond of all time. Skyfall is
No, Goldfinger is the greatest Bond movie.
No, don't throw that bullshit 80s fucking dog shit out there. No, Skyfall
Did you just call? Can I reach through and bash him over the head again? That was fucking Timothy Dalton and fucking Roger Moore who was in the 80s.
Regardless, Bond is best.
No. This is not. I am not letting this go. Your opinion means nothing. Like absolutely nothing. You just said Goldfinger was from the 80s. That was 1964. That was the third Bond movie ever made.
I'm not that old. So I don't know.
I'm not that old. I wasn't born when that came out. But I have watched. Okay, no, I'm not letting this go. I'm not letting this go. Mario. You can Mario from Super fucking Mario Brothers. Your opinion matters.
Mario, Will, what the fuck are
they? Yeah, Marcos, your opinion on the topic means nothing. I'm sorry, your opinion on this means absolutely zero. You literally just said a movie from 1964. A version of Bond that was from the 60s. You just said Bond of the 80s.
I said 70s, 80s.
I know. You said no. You said the 80s, Mark. And it's still from the 60s. You are dope. any sympathy that I had for you on your
You never have sympathy
berserk
for me.
magical
You never have
journey of
sympathy.
tears
Out the door.
is slowly starting to sink
Wait, you
into
never
the
have
bottom of
sympathy.
the ocean. So, Chad, I hope you get a thing because you now realize, at least in this one's particular topic, if Marcos ever tells you about anything about James Bond, hit the channel.
Skyfall is still the
Time to
greatest of
switch.
all time. Wayne,
No,
Skyfall is still the greatest.
No, I'm sorry. Skyfall is not the best Bond
It
movie.
is.
Either it's From Russia with Love
No,
or it's
Skyfall.
Goldfinger. Those
Skyfall
are
was
the greatest Bond movies ever made. They are the perfect quintessential
It
thing
shows
of
him
spy movie
fucking
Bond.
vulnerable, bro. Like it shows him weak. It shows him that he's not.
Okay, when did I ever ask to see Bond weak?
Oh my god!
Like-
I want him to be fucking the fucking Joe
You're like I were we just talking about 80s muscle men who have no weak, like they bleed like
Bond
1 second of
best
blood
is not a
and then they murder machine everything else in front of them, except
That's
for
right.
like the fucking Predator. Like if it's a 7-foot tall space
I'm
alien
sorry,
with
bro. I'm trying to
blasters
say
and they've got a
at his
spear.
best is when he's
You know,
vulnerable, and he's vulnerable in that movie.
I'm
You can't hit the
banging
shot.
my
You can't hit the shot.
head
Don't
right
forget.
now
Guys,
over
don't forget.
Marcos.
Skyfall is the best movie.
Holy crap! I can't. Normally I'm not this animated, but he just set me off with that.
Will I got him?
Holy
Will I got him,
gosh.
baby? Will I got him?
Got
Yeah,
him.
I-
I gotta put that.
so
I gotta
anyway,
put-
sorry. I'm sorry, but I had to explode there. Like there was
No,
no
no, you're
stopping
good.
that.
you're fine.
I mean,
You're fine.
I know you just
I
were
got him,
like,
Will. I got him.
now. I'm okay. I'm going to pull back just for a second here. Of modern Bond movies, I would say over the last 25
Skyfall's
years,
best.
Skyfall is the best movie, but
It's
it
the
is
best
not
Bond
the
movie of all
best
time.
Bond movie.
It's the best
Like,
Bond movie.
Yeah, that's kind of tough, man. To I mean, it's really based on nostalgia stuff,
It's
right?
been basically a decade since that movie came out, almost. So like, it's definitely the best Bond movie.
I feel that it's one of those things where, Lane, we have to take accountability that he is extremely young, and we used to watch shit, and we only
And
had
we've
like
already and we've already determined that he's a dope sometimes.
Whoa,
So
Whoa!
today and yesterday.
So Captain Marcos goes into the Duns Cap timeout thing when it comes to Bond.
I got one date wrong. I'm still correct.
No. You sank your freaking own battleship. I'm sorry,
So-
but okay. Anyway, I'm not going to be animated on this more. I'm sensitive when it comes to Bond.
Lane, let's count it. Marco screwed up the unboxing yesterday.
Yeah.
He closed out my live today, and he's talking shit on Bond.
And he's saying movies over 20 years later than they came out. So I'm like, and he's confusing Bonds. Like we're in third, fourth Bond.
He's got
third, fourth Bond era.
Marcos right now has got the worst record than LeBron. Like he's literally like,
yeah. I mean, he is doing like LeBron's finals record right here, under 500 and epic failure. I give you that. Okay, now I want to bring up, since you guys have gotten to do your topic stuff tonight, because I know we're starting to go a little bit long here. So I want to get to what I had mentioned was, so barring what we have at hand, other stuff now, what are the top 4 statues you guys are considering right now? Now, these are not ones, these can be ones that either have been shown, like something to showcase or something, as I mentioned before, or is up for pre-order, but you're not feeling like it's something you're really interested in, but you might be waiting until like the final piece to actually show before you would like necessarily pull the trigger on it or something like that.
Does it have to be POs and something we've seen, or can it be something old?
TV's in stock.
New stuff. Just
it has to be new stuff. Oh shit.
Yeah, we're not doing. No, you're not hitting the back to the 2018 window.
Hey, I had 4 already on the top of my head, ready to go.
No, I told you they were new.
4 pieces tough.
New. 4 pieces.
Okay,
new.
well I'll go. I'll tell you what. I'll go first.
Go ahead.
To name the 4, because I know what mine are. So, guys in the chat, if you have anything, these are ones that haven't come out. You don't necessarily, if you pre-ordered them, then that's fine. But this is just ones that have been announced or have been shown, but maybe haven't gone up yet. Or, you don't have to have pulled the trigger on them yet, but they're like at the top of your thing that you think you probably are going to do. Okay. Number 1 for me is going to be Cammy Classic Suit. quarter scale from Prime 1. That is one I absolutely get. That is supposed to come up some point at this month. Am I going to do it like day one? Probably not, because there's really not any reason, especially Prime 1 right now, to do day one pre-orders. But that is like top of the list. I know that one for a fact. Number 2 for me is I'm waiting to see what the price point is going to be, but I'm very interested in that Riddler third scale. I know people have had kind of mixed response because it's got a lot of stuff, but I like the light up feature. I like the big question on the back of the jacket. I don't love the boots. I think the boots look kind of too Arkham-ish for me, and I don't like the bonus, whatever the variant, whatever ends up being the variant head sculpt that looks like it's from the Batman version of the character. I might, if that's like the bonus, like I can literally almost say if that's a bonus feature for it, I know everybody's like, get the bonus for selling later. I'm not buying a piece and spending $2 or $3 with how everything is more expensive now. If you don't want to buy it directly from Prime 1, I'm not going to spend like $400 on a piece that I know I'm going to hate, and and everything. But the third scale, Riddler is one, and then the fourth and final one is, or wait, was that only 2?
Yeah, it was 2. Cammy and the Riddler.
Okay, yeah, no, I skipped one. So third,
let's just do 3 then, because I can't think of 4, honestly.
Okay. Well, if you can't 3, I'm just saying up to 4.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So number 3 for me is the Grunbeld versus. So this is like one that's been up for a little bit. The Grunbeld versus Berserk Armor Guts, where he's really tiny. It's like, but it's still like 20 some inches tall. It's still massive.
Yes.
I love the light up function. I mean, Grunbeld in the greater scheme of things for bad guys, known or popular for Berserk, is probably like C tier, because A tier is probably Griffith and like Nosferatu Zod. Under him is probably going to be someone like, I don't know, Slan or something like that, because she's well known and has merchandise made of her because she's a 200-foot tall succubus lady who's naked. Then kind of comes Grunbeld and those guys, some of the other named apostles. And then, but I love the light up feature that, even though I'm very usually hesitant on light up statues because they have a tendency to burn out, and his entire body lights up. So I can't even imagine how much of that is built into it. The last one for me, this is probably the least likely because I think just the time period has passed where I could necessarily even afford to get it. The Fade Ralph third scale.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm on a similar thing with you with that too.
Yeah, so. I like that one, but also doesn't take up a ton of space with the base and everything. But it's also expensive. It's still like $1,600 to $1,800. So it's not as expensive as some third scales. Hello, I would have been saying a certain other piece, the Batman Who Laughs and Robin King, if that one hadn't gotten completely absurd. But those are the kind of the 4 for me right now that are ones, and I know they're all Prime ones, so I'm setting myself up for 2 to 3 year wait for every single one of them. But anyway, that's kind of what I have.
For me, I'll do real quick. Paul Atreides, Prime 1. The David Cornswet Superman Prime 1.
I remember you talking about that one.
I love that. I'm gonna get it.
But you, yeah. Mm-hmm. You're like that one with me, kind of for Cammy, where it's like that's on my list, but that's like 100%. I know I'm gonna get.
Yes, and then Guts Bust from Prime 1. Like I love it a lot. I just want to see more from other companies that I've heard from.
And also, you want to see the price point. That's because that one could be that like we were making fun of $18,000. 100%
crazy,
and it might just. They might price it the same as much as Jimmy and them were paying on like Terminator buses.
I guess I got a 4th now, thank God. But the Phantasm piece, the Prime 1 Phantasm. So a lot of Prime 1. I'm really excited what they're doing. It just
because I have Phantasm on order.
Yeah, so pieces just need to come out obviously with Prime 1.
We just got to. We're talking about pieces we're going to be not getting until 2028 or something like that. Anyway, so
or even longer. Well, I would say my top 4 right now for something that's fairly new or coming. J&D, Michelle Pfeiffer, single, not double. That's one of the ones I've been wanting to get for quite some time, but the price point it's kind of pushing it right now for myself. The second one I would I have been very interested in pulling the trigger on. Obviously, depending on the price point and if it's worth it for me, was the Ghost in the Shell, the last one from the Prime One showcase. I really do like the way they did it. Yeah, see, that's. I mean, it's not that bad considering the size of it and what you're getting for it. Not the special edition one. I want the colored one with the purple and everything on it. I like that. I like the way the colors came out.
Yeah, that was going to actually be my question. Which one you were considering?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be the special edition one. I don't care for that. The third one I would say would be Dark Side Studios Michelle Pfeiffer bust, but that would really depend on in hand. So prototype looked like it was really, really good, and I was super excited for it because I do want to get a bust, and that would be the one I want to get. But that just really depends on their QCs, and I've been hearing a lot of Dark Side's QC issues going around a lot in the past. So everybody's telling me to hold off. So I'm going to hold off. I'm going to just see how it turns out in people's hands and what they think of it, and then try to pull the trigger and get that particular piece. The fourth one, I had 4 in my head. Sorry, I'm getting a brain fart now. Michelle Pfeiffer, Ghost in the Shell, bust. Gosh, I had a 4th one in my head, and I can't even think about it. That's new. That's coming out or something that I want. Yeah, I think it's just,
don't mind.
Yeah, I think it's just pretty much those 3 that I can think of that are, right now. I mean, I do really like that Aloy, the Shadow Karja armor.
Yeah,
but I hate that. Yeah, but I hate that it's 1/3. I really wish it was a quarter scale.
Like their other ones, some others.
Yeah. And the other one, actually, the 4th one I was saying was Marcos talked about. It was the Berserk dial with all the characters in quarter scale that they put next to that bust.
I think a lot of people are really interested. Now, for that, guys, just for that piece specifically, since you both have mentioned it, since they're somewhat separate pieces, if they offered in 2 different versions, where it's more just the main bust, but maybe not with the extra piece with all the extra the other. Some characters like the Witch Girl and all the Casca and everything. If you could get the bust and have a lot of that size and thing, but maybe it's like $2,000 less or something, would you consider something like that for if they did 2 different SKUs? Or is it got to be like everything or not at all?
Well, I mean, honestly, I think the bust looks fantastic. But I don't feel like that's something I would want. I would just want all the quarter scale characters. If they're separate, it's even better. If they're together, then it is what it is. But you got to think about it. What's the cost of 1 quarter scale character? And then you got like 7 on there. So it's not going to be, it's not going to be very cheap.
No.
Not for that dial. No, not for that dial. The bust will probably be. I would look at, if you were going to do like the bust together with that, you're looking at 8,000 to 10,000 all in, and that's where I think the price point's going to be for that. At least 4,000 for the dial, even though it's Prime One. But that you got. I said 7 characters. Yeah, maybe it's 7 characters. I'm trying to think. The boy, it's like 5 or 6. Well, I don't count Puck, so Puck's really small. So you're looking at 6 characters, 5 characters, something like that at quarter scale. It's not gonna be cheap. What was Sanity from XM Studios? That had like a bunch of characters in Batman in it.
Oh, it was very expensive.
It was very expensive, yeah. So I can only imagine this Prime One dial is going to be even more. I'm looking at 4,045, not including shipping for that. So, but those would most definitely be the 4 that I'd be most interested in. But I have the grails that I have almost in the palm of my hand. I just don't have the money to get it, and I would get those these newer pieces.
That's always the way it goes. Always the way it goes. I'm almost there.
I've decided not to. Well, after collecting all these boxes, decide not to spend any more money until I get my XM Hulkbuster transformation. It's just I'm not gonna invest in anything else until I get those in hand. So once I get those in hand, then I can be like, okay, now I can put my money away.
Are you for sure getting that piece, the XM Hulkbuster?
I'm gonna do my best to get it this year. I'm in talks with this person. I asked them to give me some time and hold it, so they're holding it. I have to do something. I'm actually might do something even crazy. I might sell my XM Red Hulk. Like,
oh my god!
Yeah, so I might even just get rid of that piece just to because it's just really not fitting in my
With
collection.
The rest of
he's
everything.
He's kind of like a one-off to the side, right? Because I got X-Men, I got Avengers, and then there's Red Hulk, and he's like sitting there. So I might put him up for sale. Get rid of him just so I can use that cash to go put towards my XM Hulkbuster. Just kind of rinse and repeat, right? Cycle these pieces. So that's essentially my goal for those. So I won't be POing anything like that at this moment. I'm just gonna focus on those two once I get my hands on it.
Looks like Queen City has just updated their jet-powered Optimus Prime. I guess they just delayed it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, from quarter 2 to quarter 3.
Yeah. No, every factory or every license company is delaying everything. It's got to be the factories. There's just no way. Maestro was supposed to be last year, version B, and they're delaying the fourth quarter now this year.
There's like some version Bs out there, but like it's like a batch thing.
Yeah, it's a batch thing. So everybody I talked to about some piece they're having is all pushed back. I mean, you can see the announcements.
Dude, Guts Casca was pushed back a whole year.
Yeah.
And it was already delayed already too. So I was like,
so it's the factories for sure. It has nothing to do with the license companies, licensing companies for the license companies. It has nothing to do with it. It's got to be factory. There's no way. It's either like Prime 1 owes 1.7 million, and that's why the factories are delaying, or it's just the factories are delaying. So, and that's why they're pushing these projects back a year or so, which gives people time to pay. That's the only benefit of it. It gives everybody time to catch up on funds and things like that.
Did you guys see the also the piece Prime 1, their next creator being that interesting fifth scale that they had shown and showcased?
Which piece was it?
The gacha game girl one, the Kanisha Satara. Like, it was that questionable character design in the bikini looking thing.
Oh yeah.
Which was funny is I actually looked up this character because I was trying to be like, is this what she looks like in the game the whole time? Mm-hmm. So I guess what it's supposed to be, the look she's popping out of, like you see her with the big robot armor like leg and stuff there. That's actually like based off one of her skins. It's her head, like that look of her. But the funny thing is that the actual in-game unit is this huge hulking battle armor that she's wearing on her entire body, except for her head. So that's what she's stepping out of in that thing. It's just like, well, that's a big armor piece thing, and
Yeah.
That was a choice.
That was a choice.
I mean, that's part of that fall, even though it's a bigger piece. I mean, that falls in with their whole, like that whole prism wing, thing that they do, like with Kotobukiya, that like that type stuff, the white.
That style, for sure. But we are at the 1 hour and 20 minute mark, technically 2 hours.
After an hour.
Because somebody
I'm
logged us
sorry. Don't put it on me.
We're not going to let it go. But I appreciate those that are watching and everybody that did jump on the stream.
So sorry for that.
The user error combined with questionable judgment.
It says leave room. I think on my phone. I've never used it on the phone.
You're
it, man.
Trust me. After the James Bond discussion, we were in leave room mode.
I'm correct.
Yeah, we were about to.
Will, you actually agree with me. Skyfall is the best Bond movie. You just say that. So.
No, I did agree.
All I heard was William saying the last 25 years of modern Bond.
I said it was my favorite. I didn't say it was the best. I said it's my favorite.
Okay. What are we doing here? We're mixing this now?
Yeah, let's not do this. Let's not do this anymore. Let's not do it anymore. All right. But no, appreciate everybody that jumped on the stream. Thanks for watching the first half of the live unboxing and hanging out here on the second half for Statue Chat and Shenanigans. Marcos Mora, thank you again. Legend Lane, really appreciate you jumping on here. Juan Ortega was here. Ram was here. Anthony, X-Men exclusive, was hanging out with us for a bit. And Michael Reyes. We're going to get together, Michael. I'll schedule a weekend, come down there, and we can play around with that jet-powered transformer of yours. But I'm not going to do 3 unboxings because that thing's going to take up like 3 hours. There's no way I'm going to do 3 unboxings. If I can knock it out fast, then maybe that cami. We can do the cami and then do the transformer, but I'm not doing all of it.
I think that transformer is going to take you a while.
Yeah, it's gonna take a bit, but in any case, thank you everybody for tuning in, hanging out with us, and we'll catch you next time here at ASV Collectibles. Peace.